Jai Baba, Chapter 30. Below I have written a few things which Baba told Abdul, and the latter jotted Baba's words down in the notebook. What has been written down and said by Baba did not happen in a day. These are collections of sayings and truths which Baba revealed to Abdul through the years of their companionship, and which Abdul thankfully jotted down in his notebook. Abdul, there are certain acts or types of behavior which destroy all goodness. Always remember, good acts form character and raise a man's stature. There are many types of behavior, and I am focusing on 4 of these types of deeds. The first is animal-like activities, which includes lust, anger, and greed. The second is aggressive behavior, where a human being comes down from the status of being made in God's image and acts like a wild dog, wolf, or that which feeds on carcasses. The third type of action is where an individual conducts himself or herself with pure evil intentions, wanting the destruction of others or causing pain to others for the sake of causing pain and spreading darkness. The fourth kind of action is divine behavior with angelic attributes and conduct. Abdul wrote all this down, but his points were concise. It was obvious that this book was meant for only his spiritual growth, and not once did he realize that his notebook would ever be read by anybody else but himself. Abdul, a man who is not virtuous, behaves like Satan, but an individual who uses his or her intelligence can use the power of his or her free will and proper discrimination to not only behave like an angel but can also become an angel. Each child of Allah should always work towards perfecting his or her knowledge of how to walk the path, should abstain from doing evil deeds, and should wish well for all people. Everybody is equal in the eyes of God. Always remember this. No matter whatever name you call Allah by, there is no religion in God's eyes. God is one, and everything has come from that one God. Also, it is very important to keep those who are indulging in bad deeds and those who are evil-minded at a distance. Avoid such people always, Abdul. Remember this always. Allah loves all. He only seeks love. Often Abdul could not keep up with Baba's speed. Baba rarely spoke at length amongst his devotees. Baba only spoke at length with those who were on the path and with those who wanted to pursue the spiritual path. Baba spoke in Urdu and Abdul wrote in the same language. Remember, ignorance, deceit, and using pretense are vices. There are 4 kinds of characters or human nature, as I have mentioned: dog-like, pig-like, satanic, and angelic. A wild dog symbolizes anger and the pig greed. Mankind can behave like Satan or an angel. Everybody should endeavor to elevate themselves above animal-like tendencies by using wise discrimination and wisdom. Then comes the function of the mind. Allah says, we have created spirits, jinns, and man only for the purpose of worship. We have granted man the kingdom and the strength to conquer it. We have also given him the body, hands and feet, with the intention that he should enrich this world. In this way, he pays our debt and becomes our true friend. One must understand that the intellect or the buddhi is like the prime minister or the wazir, while the body, hands, feet, and the other organs are like servants. The heart is the treasurer. The human brain of every human being is divided into 2 parts, the front and the back. The front part of the brain is the receiver. It receives all the information and messages, and thus it plays the role of a reporter or the one who receives and transmits information. Thus, you need to calmly receive the information and then, using your intellect, decide what should be kept, what should be stored, and what should be removed. The second part of the brain is like a treasurer, a protector, or the memory vault. It is up to the individual what he or she wants to treasure, protect, and keep in the memory vault. As I have told you, Abdul, the intellect is like the Prime Minister who governs the administration of the kingdom and thus makes all decisions that are for the well-being of the kingdom. He should be alert, just, and rule in the calmest way possible. If the wazir or the mind is not calm, then decisions shall be taken which will bring about the ruin to the kingdom. The Prime Minister should be alert, as there are a lot of enemies waiting to destroy and conquer the kingdom, which actually means there are a lot of vices that are waiting to conquer and destroy the individual. There are many enemies of the kingdom, namely anger, greed, lust, jealousy, and sloth. The wazir should be able to boost the morale of the individual, nip in the bud any revolt, and destroy the enemies so that the kingdom or the individual flourishes. The mind is besieged with information and impressions that first need to be collected calmly. Then, what is important needs to be stored and what is not useful needs to be cleared off immediately. Most people are slaves to their thoughts and emotions. Remember, emotions are subtle mental images which, when given enough time and energy, become thoughts. These thoughts are interpreted as feelings by most people, and then these very thoughts can plague the mind and then the body. The heart, the seat of all emotion, has been created only to realize and love God. It is meant for nothing else. Thus, when a thought arises, you have the power of rejecting it, storing it, and using it for your well-being, or using it to go against your wellness. Most people are slaves to their thoughts. When you are in control of your thoughts, Abdul, you are in control of your life. Peace be to all. May Baba's blessings enrich our lives, and may we serve him the way he truly should be served. Jai Sai.